Alright, hello everybody, it's me Krim, and today we're back with another episode of Greg Tech New Horizons. We've got a lot planned for today, so we're going to jump right into it. And it's not what I said we were going to be doing last episode. I'm pretty sure I said we were going to be doing Flatline, but not quite yet. Today we're actually going to be upgrading our power and making some diesel and setting up our first distillation towers. So I been setting all that up, and I think that's everything we need for at least two distillation towers and an oil cracker or two oil crackers. But there's just a couple things I wanted to show off. First of all, here is 27 wither skulls. If you know what that's for, then, well, yeah. We're just getting ready for that, and that's part of the new nano suit I got as well. It's been pretty good armor. You just gotta watch the battery on it, because it dies pretty quickly. So, can't wait till I can make the quantum suit, but it's been pretty decent overall. Okay, that's not working. I put fuel in it, but I forgot to turn it back on. Let's just do that really quick. Oh, and my world data got corrupted when I woke up this morning and tried to log on. I couldn't load up the world, so I had to boot up a backup, but we lost all of our map data and all of our waypoints and stuff, so I'll have to go out and do a little bit of hunting to find all that, but at least we got the world back. I've put too much time into this world, so glad we had a backup. And then I guess the last thing I want to show off before we get started with it too is I built another LCR over here. It's a little complicated, but we're making silicone rubber, or at least what we need to actually turn it into the molten rubber. So there's a lot going on here. I'll try and break it down really quick, but here's our three kind of fluid inputs. We have water, this one's for chlorine, and this one's for methane. And then this is the only bus that we need, the input bus for silicon. I guess we need an output bus here too, but other than that, you need two facing out output hatches, one for hydrochloric acid and one for diluted hydrochloric acid. But other than that, we just have these hatches here. So this one is facing into this guy, making chloromethane, which is then going right back in, and it puts out here, like dimethyl siloxane or something like that. And then that's what eventually gets turned into this. So there's like three recipes all happening in this one machine. It took me a little while to figure it out, but I did it. I didn't follow any tutorials or anything, so I wanted to try and break that down for you guys, because honestly, this seems like a pretty good way of making silicone. So yeah, now that we have that, we can start mass producing bongs and cheap pipes at unprecedented rates. Very exciting. But yeah, this is the PTFE setup. I think that's what we did last episode. It's been serving us pretty well. And in here we've got tons of circuits because I'm working on making that stack of IV mainframes. But we're going to be setting up those new distillation towers, I think up here today. So, oh, also my pigman backpack here. I was fighting blazes, got struck by lightning, and now we have unlimited fire resistance, so that's pretty useful. But yeah, that is actually the last thing I think I have to show you, so we will just get started. Let's see. So I made a whole bunch of these pipe casings here, 24 super tanks. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Need an energy hatch. Let's see. I think that's okay. Put my backpack down so we have a bed. And I'm gonna go check NEI really quick, but I'll be back in just a second. All right, I'm back. I planned out at least the first distillation tower we're going to need here. So the first one is going to be turning heavy oil into a few different fractions. So we're going to, let's see, we'll need an energy hatch. I'll put that off to the side, I guess. And then we'll need, I'll need a couple inputs and outputs. Or one input, but a few outputs. So let's just turn all of these into outputs for now. Very expensive to make all this stuff, but we, you know, we have a lot, so it wasn't too hard. See, I'll put, I guess, the controller right there. So then we'll need an input here. And we'll need an output bus. So we'll make one of those really quick. So I guess I'll put the output bus there. And, oh, maintenance hatch. Can't forget about that. We can put it right here, I guess. And that should be everything we need for this first layer. And then we'll have 5 different fractions coming out, so I'll need 5 output buses. And I'll need a wrench. Oh, also, I guess if you didn't notice, I made an electric screwdriver. And can I? Yep, okay. So that should be good for this first one. We just need to build up and close it off, I guess. Not too hard, but this should be everything we need for this first tower. Incomplete structure. Okay, nope, that's complete. Now it just has problems, so that's good. First distillation tower done. So then, let's see. So let's look at the recipe here. We're going to be doing it on 9 so we can get all these different byproducts, but the heavy fuel and the light fuel are going to be getting, I think, steam cracked. So we can look at that. Okay, so I'll need another LCR to be able, well, hold on. What circuit do I make? Okay. So I will need to actually make another LCR then to make the final diesel product, but we will, I thought you could do this in in the oil cracker, but I guess we're not cracking it, we're purifying it or desulfurizing, whatever. So that makes sense. I just didn't think that through fully, so that shouldn't be too hard though. And we have quite a bit of hydrogen, so none of this will be too bad. Let's see here. And the light fuel, yep, goes, so we can send them both to the same LCR. But then we get naphtha here, the naphtha. So we can also send that to the LCR, but then we'll have to send that off to an oil cracker, which I think we're going to be hydro cracking it because I want to get methane so we can use that to make more plastic and rubber. But yeah, that's kind of my plans for now. So actually, this one won't have to be very tall either. This one will only have to be 1 block shorter than this one. So that's pretty good. I guess we can, let's see. So we'll have carbon dust coming out here. Then, here, I'll be back in just a second, everyone. Okay, so I was looking, and I think we're just going to wall share the 2 LCRs right here. It'll be, I don't know, I might move them back a little bit, but there's not a whole lot of room here. But yeah, then we're going to set up our second distillation tower here. So we'll need, let's see, another maintenance hatch. We'll just put it here. And so we need 4 output hatches. And then we don't actually need an output bus on this one. So I'll put the input hatch where that goes. I guess that's everything. So I can just finish building this one now. Nice and easy, and just has problems. So it's not too bad. So then these other fractions, I'll have to figure out what to do with them. But the main thing I want is the methane that we'll be getting out of it, which will be, looks like, on the very top. So then all these other ones will get tanks. Then that top one will go downstairs. So then I'll need another LCR. But the oil cracker, let's see. So I will need an oil cracker, which I'll probably, maybe I'll just set it up right here. As you can tell, this isn't super planned out. I'm just kind of planning and building it as I go. The oil stuff is so complicated. It's really hard to plan out at least your first one without just kind of doing it first. So then to make this need, so the oil cracker, which I have, but how do we build it? So I don't think we actually need a bus on it, just a few hatches. So we need at least 1 input and 3 outputs, I think. Should be fine. Okay. So I did batch craft a bunch of Cupernickel coils. Just like I made way more than I needed just so I knew I had enough. Actually, I guess I only need 1 of these oil crackers for now. Actually, I should probably go to sleep really quick. Don't want a bunch of random monsters happening. Even though it should be pretty well lit up, but that's what I thought about my main base too, but we end up seeing quite a few monsters over there anyways. So this, one more time. Okay, controller goes on the middle. So make an input really quick. And I guess we can put it right back here. Then oil cracking unit on top. And then there's coils on either side, I believe. Then you have casings on the outside. So we can put, let's see. Need a maintenance hatch, which I'll just put on top center there. We'll need an energy hatch too, which actually I'll replace this one with the energy hatch and just keep that on the bottom. So then we'll put, let's see our outputs. So I guess for now then this will actually just be outputting naphtha, so I can just kind of put that there and run it back into that, I suppose. Because at first I kind of thought that we needed it for the fuel too, but I was wrong. So we'll construct this really quick and see. Okay, cool. So it just has problems. We just need to power it up, and there you go. So we have an input hatch down here. Sweet. Okay. Well, that works. So then, guess I will try and get this all started, and I will meet you guys back in just a second. Well, actually, I guess I better go build that LCR. Oh, really quick, before I start working on the LCR too, I made this hang glider, which has made getting around my base so much easier and a lot more hunger efficient too. So that's if you haven't made one by now, which I guess most of you probably have, it's a pretty early game thing. I just never did it. But I'll also never do that again because it is super useful. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Alright, I'm back, and everything is just about set up. We're just connecting this last machine into this distillation tower here. I guess we've already got a little bit in there. But I wanted to show you guys something because I almost had a major problem, and I want to give you guys a tip so you can avoid it because it would have been pretty catastrophic. So you see the temperature there, that red characters? It's 775 Kelvin. Well, I tried to move it in my PTFE pipe, and the heat limit on that is 600 Kelvin. So that, is a little bit hotter. So I did that. I built the whole line, and it burned the whole, it burned. This whole ground area was on fire. Luckily, I was able to put it out in time, but that could have ended up being really bad if I wasn't literally standing right here. So, I grabbed some stainless steel pipes, and they go way, way over. So, this will be the pipe that I use. But yeah, I wanted to point that out because I would have been infuriated if that happened. Honestly, I don't know. I might have quit right then and there. But yeah, so we got this, and these pipes will not burn down. So now we just need to power that. Let's see, let's check the heat limit on the fuel here. Okay, we can use Teflon pipes to move the fuel. This is a nightmare of spaghetti, but it's, it will be okay. We're not gonna be at this base too much longer. I keep saying that it's major cope. It's like a little bit true, but not too much longer in this pack still means like 100 hours at least. Okay, so we're just gonna have to do that from the ground. Oops. Alright, so we'll run that around. Bring it down here, connect it to that. Then we'll bring one from out there, connect that. So both of our distillation towers are running off of fuel that they've created. They will be once I set this to auto output. Yeah, this is kind of a nightmare, you guys. This, but this is what GTNH looks like, everyone. So once I get over to Crimville and I'm actually, like, I'll set this up to much nicer looking than this, but this will have to do for now. I had no idea what I was doing, so this was me kind of figuring everything out as well. So, but yeah, that's the most important thing. Watch the temperatures of the fluid. And if you're using heavy oil, you like absolutely will not be making enough light fuel to, keep up with demand. So what I had to do, and it's still like, I don't think gonna be enough light fuel. I'll have to expand this area out a little bit more. But these, yeah, I connected them up top. So we can finally get rid of this whole section here, but we're definitely gonna need some more, couple more distilleries. So I think these are the MV ones. I guess I can, yeah, they're MV tier distilleries. You know what, maybe I can, my old LV ones, I can just kind of plug those back in. That'll work. I'll probably do that off camera. But yeah, that's our oil setup. Kind of a nightmare, but it's gonna take us to the moon, everyone. That's what I built it for. So luckily I just narrowly avoided an explosion, and hopefully you guys can avoid that explosion too. The main thing, everything else in here can be moved just fine using Teflon pipes. You just really need to make sure that whatever's coming out of this oil cracker gets moved with something with a higher heat limit. Other than that, though, everything should be going just fine. Alright, this is making fuel very slowly. So I'm going to want to set up that other line now. I didn't... Ooh, actually, you know what, though? I have... So that's the output hatch. So we can... Let's see, what temperature is this real quick? Okay. So we can do that. We'll set up those externally, and then we can... Our light fuel... I think this is the line. Yeah, it's bringing it up here. We can bring this over. Okay, so we'll bring it to up to here. And then we'll bring... That is not cool, actually. I'm going to... Oh, no. Okay, it's a little bit of a waste of fuel, but I'm gonna... Yeah, okay, so we'll do that. I'm just gonna run it along the ground here. Then we can do that and plug that into there. So we can use some of our light fuel we have in the tank down there for now. Oh, until the tank is empty at least. And then once that is empty, we'll hook up the diesel back into this thing. It's going to be a spaghetti mess, but we will make it work. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. We are getting a lot done. Things are getting really complicated. But I'm here to struggle through it. And then you can figure out, based on my struggles, how you can do it better. Have a good day, everyone. Peace.